Awesome. Well, appreciate you guys tuning in. Just want to take, 20 minutes or so and just kind of share with you guys some things that I'm doing to generate a ton of conversations. We're getting ready to launch two more B2Bs tomorrow. One is with a gentleman who has 5 million email addresses, and he believes he can get several thousand people on board with what we're doing. So we're excited about that. And then through Alicia, as we are doing, she's got a nonprofit that's launching tomorrow. So very, very exciting. And so, did any of you see my post? Let me do one thing here real quick. How do I unmute? Allow participants to unmute. I'm gonna allow to unmute yourself. All right. Better behave. All right. So, anyways, I'm going to share my screen, show you guys a couple things that I'm doing, posting in different groups to get some engagement. I'll show you what I'm doing on Instagram, or not Instagram. What am I thinking? On LinkedIn. There's too many platforms, and then some ways to find these for your area. And then I'll give you some suggestions. I'll even show you some of the scripts I'm using. And what's neat about this is there's something called the bounce back effect, where you'll be able to get a two for one special. And I'll kind of share with you what that looks like. So obviously, it's a lot of fun, in my opinion, to go after B2B because you've all heard me talk about level 10 conversations, tens, nine, and eights, right? You want to talk with people that have a freaking pulse, that want to do something great in the world versus trying to, pump somebody up, motivate them, and inspire them and convince them and do all the things. It's fun to work with the motivated, or isn't it? And so let me grab, I don't even have my Facebook open. So let me open that real quick and I'll kind of start with this. And yes, you can you can absolutely steal this. Somebody's always asked, can I borrow your post? You don't have to ask. You don't have to ask. You don't have to ask. Let me go grab it. All right. Let's see. Is this it? That is it. All right. So let me share my screen first. You guys can go grab this from my page if you desire to use it. So this was a post that I had my good friend Jay, who is my business partner, aka ChatGPT. And I told it what to say, and it cleaned it up for me. But it says, my company and I are looking to partner up and help bring in more donations to a nonprofit that truly aligns. What's your favorite nonprofit out there? Drop it in the community comments. And if you know someone who runs or is involved with a nonprofit, tag them here. I'd love to connect. Thanks in advance for sharing. So if you notice the psychology on this post is I got them to believe that have a shit ton of money and I'm going to donate it. Is that kind of that's how it reads? But obviously, we get them on the phone and have a conversation, and I'll explain that conversation. But if you notice, we've got some comments, right? And we've got about 50 different some comments or so in there. Obviously, I respond back to them. But if you can see all of these people that have tagged or like actually talked to this guy today. I've got everybody kind of all organized in here. You guys can see all this, right? These are all leads, by the way. There's at least 25 leads because I respond to all of them, and there's 56 things. Does that all make sense to everybody? And so what I did, I'll show this to you. I created a tab on my follow-up sheet that says nonprofit. I got the nonprofit's name, first name, last name of the person, their phone number, email, website, their social media link, and who referred them. Why is this column super important? Because I'm going to share with you why. So first of all, I'm going to connect with them through social media because I may not have their email, phone number, and I don't know their names, all of them yet. So I can go look these up. I can go search for them. But this is what I did. Now, what I'm going to do is get on the phone and share, get a chance to learn about their nonprofit, and I'll do a role play with you guys tonight so you guys can hear how the conversation goes. Once they say yes, though, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with the end in mind. What I'm going to do is go back to the person that referred me to him and say, "Hey, Dave, thank you for referring me to the Veterans Medical Leadership. I talked to Tom yesterday and explained our revenue share program, which I would explain to them. And he said yes. And he's sending me all this information. We're going to get him set up in the next 10 business days. I would hate to set this up without informing you that there's an opportunity for you to make a lot of money. All right, if I could show you, and so either A, you could just refer him to me and we'll make all the money. We're really cool with that. Okay. Or B, you can come in as a member, pick a product, become an affiliate, and then I'll use you as the affiliate that will get paid on every transaction. For those of you that need a refresher, we do a $20 ask, 10 goes to the nonprofit, 10 goes to us. 25% of the $10 first month, which is $2.50, would go to the affiliate, and then 10% a month, which is $1 a month. Plus, more than likely, you'll be in the top 5 builder bonus because people won't be able to keep up with people that are going after the B2B. So you'll make money on the builder bonus. And I won't really talk about that to Dave, just so you know. I'm only going to talk about the 25 and the 10. All the extra will just be icing on cherry on top, right? They don't need to know all the details. Less is more. All right. And I'll say it costs you $50 to enroll, $25 a month, or you pay the year in advance, it's $250. You're going to make $2.50 for every person they sign up, and $1 a month residual income. And we got some extended bonuses. The more you do, the more you get. Do you want to get in before I sign them up, or are you okay if I just sign them up directly? So the bounce back effect is generate leads, go get the yes from the nonprofit or whatever entity you're focused on, and then go back to the referral source and ask them if they want to get in and make money with you. And if not, no big deal, because you're going to make money regardless. Do you guys understand that? Because in order for you to get to the highest pools that you desire, you have to get a lot of personal volume, but your personal volume can also carry over to your lineage, your team volume, right? Like you don't have to build a team if you're going after big business, because that big business volume will offset the team. Now, naturally, if you want to build a team, build a team. Like I don't care either way. All I care about is the revenue. Whether you do it yourself through a group of people or you're doing it onesie twosie by building a team, a downline, etc. Does everybody get what I'm saying there? And so now that's when I say that's kind of what I say is getting um the 2-for-1 special. It's like I'm going to have them free fish for me for free by tagging people. I'm going to go talk to the people that they're tagging. I'm going to go back to them and say, great news, they're going to get started. If you're interested, I can put you on as the affiliate. What is the benefit of the affiliate? You get paid 25% first month, 10% for life of the customer. They believe they can bring in 100 customers. So 100 times 10 is $1,000 a month. What does it take? Oh, it's $50 one time and $25 a month to get access to the platform at the lowest level. Are you in or out? Either way, I don't really care because we're gonna make money no matter what. Do you guys get where I'm going with that? So it's a great way to leverage all of that. Any questions so far? Told you it'd be quick and easy. So how many of you would like to know what my conversation is with a nonprofit? Anybody? All right. Tina, can you unmute yourself? You are my guinea pig.
It's the
Love that smile. Ear to ear, baby. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Awesome. Awesome. Always room for improvement, but awesome. All right. So let's pretend that Tina has a nonprofit. What's your passion, Tina?
In a nonprofit, helping churches.
Okay. So let's say that Tina has a ministry 501c where she has a nonprofit that brings in revenue to help churches and help the congregation, all that kind of stuff. So you're going to have to kind of think on the fly. You ready? Because we're just going to role play this
Yep,
completely
that's
natural. Okay.
That's okay.
And I'm going to pretend, who else is on here? I saw Stana. So Stana's on video, so I'll use it. So Stana referred me to Tina. All right, so this is the role play. Stana tagged you in my post or put me in a group chat. However, I got to Tina, and I'm gonna say, hey Tina, thanks for making time for me. The reason I'm reaching out to you obviously is Stana, tagged you in a chat. We were talking through Facebook Messenger. I shared with you that we have the ability to bring in a large sum of donations for your nonprofit. Before I get into it, I want to learn more about you, what your passion is, about your nonprofit. I went to the website, but websites say one thing, but hearing it from the person that created it is completely different. And so just share with me, how you got the nonprofit started, when, why, and what your vision is with it.
This is my vision with it is I'm involved in several churches because I love their ministries and organizations, but I know each week they're going to the same people asking for money for ministries for the youth, to the elderly, to different programs, to different retreats, different things they want to do, but they're always the same people. And great, let the people in the churches tithe, but then they can have a nonprofit that where the church is giving back, where they get this uh, voucher
Well,
for
pretend you don't know anything about Pat
oh,
Portland or anything. You're the
okay. So
nonprofit
that's
owner.
my thing is that they're going after the same people every week for donations above the tithing.
Okay.
And I think that's where we can really help the nonprofit churches get more money in versus tithing.
So what I'm hearing you say, if I heard you right, Tina, is you have a nonprofit that you created because you wanted to fill a void where a lot of these churches go to the same people, ask for the money from the same people, and they're not expanding. They're running these people dry, and you wanted to create a solution and a vehicle to be able to help them expand to get more donations outside of the church with through other churches, so you don't hit a roadblock with just going after the same people. Is that the nonprofit that you have?
I feel this is a solution to what these churches have been facing for their
So
whole
you
life.
created a nonprofit to find a solution to solve a problem for these churches to expand their reach.
Mhm.
Awesome. That's great. So tell me what's working so far up until now with your current nonprofit and bringing in money with the ways you're bringing money in.
There hasn't been a solution up to this point. That's where
So
I
you're
feel a little.
struggling a little bit.
Mhm.
So side note, off role play for a minute. Most people will tell you something that like is exactly what Tina said, just off the cuff. It's not working. I need help. Or, what's working is I've got a loyal a group of people that are consistently donating, or I have a couple local federal credit unions that are helping, or small businesses that are helping. That's what working, but it's not working enough. Does that make sense to everybody? They're
Yeah.
going to tell you what's working. And I'm not making this up. This is from conversations I've had, by the way. Okay. And I'll say, awesome. So I always ask what's working because that's what I want to know first. But then I always ask the next question is what's not working? What are you struggling with? What's the problem that needs to be solved for you to scale to hit your financial goals?
The problem is as I mentioned, churches are going after all the same donors and tithing to for their different ministries, and I feel like there needs to be a solution that the church get these nonprofits can give something to offer to their tithers or donors, depending on the nonprofit, that gives something back to them, but is also bringing money into the church or the nonprofit.
Awesome. So let me ask you a question before I kind of get into what the reason why we're on the call today. If there was a way that I could increase your donations and your reach, and it doesn't cost you any money to get started. In fact, it costs you not to do what I'm doing. Is there any reason why you wouldn't want to know about it?
Absolutely not. I would want to know about it.
Okay. You guys, I'm serious when I ask that question, okay? Because my goal is to get a yes before I even present, because I'm going to close them no matter what, right? And so, and then I listen. I'm a good listener when it comes to this stuff. And I don't say that arrogantly, but I listen because then I tie the pitch into my delivery. You with me on that? So I almost play back to them what they said in a pitch format. All right. So sorry about that. So let me explain what we do, Tina. I believe that I can solve the problem. Before I get into it, one last question I have is how many donors do you have currently?
Um, 30,000.
Okay, that's a big number. So just so you know, that's a great number. It's rare. Most people will say, I'm small, I'm just getting started, less than 100. And I tell people this, by the way, I'll say it during my pitch or towards the end, but I'm going to tell you what it is now, just in case I just forget. But this is what I normally say at the end. Like I said it today. Say typically, what I'm about to share with you, like I said, Tina, it doesn't cost you any money. In fact, it costs you not to work with me. In fact, I pay the money to get it started, and that's why we're seeing if we align with this nonprofit before we decide to commit. So if you notice, I do some takeaways a little bit. We got to see if you qualify. But ultimately, in order for us to make it worth our while, Tina, we have to have a minimum of 100 people on this program in a short period of time. Okay. So just know that going into this. But what my partners and I did is we created a product that can literally lower the resistance and bring in as much money as you desire. And we do a revenue share. So we created a technology that is a travel tech company. It's our own private travel club called Passport Light. I don't know if you're aware of this. Most people don't think about this, but anytime you go to a public booking engine like Expedia, Travelocity, Booking.com, Priceline, every time you book travel, whether it's flights, hotels, rental cars, cruises, daily deals, daily activities, excursions, rental cars, whatever it might be, travel insurance, there's commissions built into that. Did you know that, Tina? Then that and those companies are making money doing that. Okay. Well, we created a software that strips out those commissions. So you travel at cost. And we get up to 70% off hotels, resorts, all inclusives, and vacation rentals. And so what we did is we sell this, by the way, through my company for $25 a month. And if they pay the annual option, they get 2 months free, and it's $250. And we have a loyalty program where if they pay their membership in whole for a whole year, we give them a 7-night, 8-day credit of hotel credit that's valued up to 1,500. We pay for the hotel cost. You or them would pay for the resort taxes and fees and things like that. So there's way more value than what they're paying for. In fact, 1 or 2 bookings will save them more than the cost of admission. But here's what we're doing for nonprofits like yours is we are charging only $20. So if they go search my company, they know because they're part of your company or your nonprofit, they're actually getting a deal. Okay. And so it's gonna be $20 a month or $200 for the year. And guess what? We do a rev share because we're going to teach you and help you with marketing. I have a complete ebook that'll teach you what to say to reach out through phone calls, text, email, all the stuff, social media. And we're going to give you $10 of the 20, and then we're going to keep $10 of the 20 to cover the cost of fulfillment and recoup our money for our investment with you. So it's a rev share play. The benefit is you're lowering the resistance. The donors all want to give as much money as they can, but we need to encourage them. So we give them some courage by buying this subscription-based model. It's like in the Netflix of travel where they get up to 70% off. So if they're travelers, they're gonna at the end of the year, it's not going to even cost them anything because they're going to save so much money. But now you're bringing in $10 a month per donor. So if you think you could get 100 donors, that 100 donors times 10 is $1,000 a month, $12,000 a year. Would $12,000 a year in guaranteed residual income benefit you?
Yes.
And obviously that's a small number, but we'll starting point, but eventually we can get to 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000. And then we'll create a referral link for all your donors where they can share it with friends and family. And if they get 4 referrals out of it, we'll credit their account $25 a month towards vacation. And now it's a complete wash. But now you've got all your donors sharing this app and bringing more money in to your nonprofit. Do you have any questions?
Um, no, but I feel that's huge because um, people tie, there's only so much that they can give, but these ministries are wanting to reach out to not just their communities, but to the world. And that takes a lot of money. So the church is giving something back, and yet the church is getting money for all these different ministries. And I feel that we can do that with this Lavardi program that you're telling me about.
Yeah, you know what, Tina? We created what I call an irresistible offer, a complete no-brainer. There's absolutely no downside to what we do. It's all upside. The only reason they wouldn't do it is because they just don't travel. They hate travel. They hate airplanes. They hate hotels. They hate people. They hate everybody, right? And I get them to smile just like you did. And that's the only reason why people wouldn't do it. Because everybody's got 20 bucks a month, don't they? That's called a tie down, don't they? Wouldn't you?
I
Shouldn't
do.
you? Right?
They do.
So I'm getting them to agree. All right. That's what I do. And then I send them a jot form. Say I just need some basic information. And all the information I collect is actually, I believe, in the info on the community, but I get their name, their business name, DBA, EIN, for the 501c. I get their logo and I explain them. So what we're going to do, Tina, is we're going to create a landing page for you. It's going to be yournonprofit.our website, and it's going to have your logo on it, powered by Passport Light, your write up, your mission. We'll have a video that explains everything. It does all the selling for you. I just need to get some basic information. And I can have you up in 10 business days or less, and then we'll send you a contract once I get that information that just assures you that we're going to pay you. And the way pay works, Tina, is we pay on the 15th of the following month. So whatever we do in September, you're going to get paid October 15th. Whatever we do in October, you're going to get paid November 15th. We'll reconcile when we send you your $10 per user. We'll also send you a report of past users, new users, and any canceled users, so you know exactly where the money's coming from. Are
So I
you
do have
ready?
a question.
Yeah.
Um, so if we're talking about any nonprofit, from churches to animal rescue centers, anything like that, how do we get that information out to a congregation or to people that are involved in a nonprofit? Is that up to me?
So you, as the owner of the nonprofit, will help you articulate your emails and text and phone scripts.
Okay.
And you are going to be responsible for the marketing. That's where you get your 10 bucks. We're going to be responsible for the fulfillment.
Okay. Awesome.
So if you're open to letting us help you, we'll articulate the emails. You just send them out.
Sounds
And,
awesome.
and we'll give you a whole follow-up system and everything else. We'll basically steer the ship on your behalf. You just have to be driving, if that makes sense.
But if I'm given the everyone's email, I can send that out myself and not put that on the responsibility of a secretary or marketing person in that organization, correct?
Yep. So if you're the owner of the nonprofit, you can do it all yourself. You could have secretaries do it. You could have board members do it. You could have volunteers do it. Now, if you're open to giving us your list in a CSV file, we'll do it on your behalf.
Okay, awesome. Love it.
That is literally what we do. And then, at the end, I might say, if I didn't ask it at the beginning, and so just one last question before we go, what happened in your life that inspired you to create this nonprofit? So I end with like a sweet, heartfelt, oh, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then at the end, after you tell me, you don't have to tell me, but after they tell me, I'll say, I love where your heart's coming from. I can't wait to help you expand your mission.
Which I think is awesome. There is a heartfelt on nonprofits of why you're involved with a nonprofit. There's
Yep.
it what you said at the very beginning, there's a passion for what we're involved with in a nonprofit. And
Yep.
that's really to serve and to help in our nonprofit.
That's it. So if someone refers you, which by the way, now that we've done that, um, I there's a lot of ways to find nonprofits too, guys. So let me show you some things. Shall we? So if I go to LinkedIn, as you guys know, I'll give you a couple examples. All right, testy little guy here today. So first of all, in my groups, where's my groups over here? The other day, posted in this group, nonprofit accounting and grants is 24,435. Nonprofit chief CEOs over 13,700. Okay, posted in there. I posted that same post in there. It didn't do as well, not gonna lie. But I probably need to put it in some other groups. But I can go search. How do I search? Give me one second here. How do I search this group? I know there's a way. I know there's a way. Unless they have it turned off. Unless they have it turned off. Manage, update, leave, report. No. Hmm. All right, well, I got to figure that out. I won't waste your time on it. But there is a way to search these groups where, and I can search like my name, which then search for posts. Oh, way up here. Okay, DJ, I got it. Let's see here. DJ Barton. So let's see. So I posted this 4 days ago. Not much going on, obviously. It was a shot in the dark. You gotta try, right? All right, so that was that one. And then let me go see if this one got any. So those struck out. So on Facebook, it was really good. In here, not so good. Would you guys agree with that? So let's go back to Facebook and let's go up here and type in nonprofit. And then I'll go back one thing. And I'm going to go groups and look at all these groups. You guys could go in there and have a heyday, right? Join the groups, post in the groups. There's enough people in the groups. Like go find these type of groups, okay? Now, when it comes to LinkedIn, my suggestion is go up here in the search, type in like for me, because I'm in Arizona, right? I'm going to go to my network. Sorry, up at the top. This is what I'm doing, okay? And I am going to my connections and I'm going to search with filters. I'm going to do level ones first, then level twos, then level threes, but I'm going to start with level ones. And I am going to do Arizona. And I am going to do nonprofit. Let's see. Nonprofit organizations. And I'm doing first levels only Arizona. And there's 10 to a page. 10 times 15 is what? Anybody know? 150, right? All right. So there I got 150 people that have nonprofit somewhere in their profile. Does that make sense? And what I'm doing right now, and you can actually see me doing this. I did this 2 hours ago. Look, 2 hours ago. If you want to take a picture, this is the script I use for message number one. It says, "Hey, name. I came across your profile and love connecting with nonprofits who are making moves in the industry. Always looking to network with like-minded leaders. Let's connect." So I'm sending I've sent 466. I'm sending 300 or 370 to actually connect with these people, by the way. These are all Arizona, okay? And so once you do your first level, then what you can do, and you can send messages to your first level, but then what you want to do is go to your second levels and do the same thing. For second levels, Arizona nonprofits. Now there's 100 times 10, which is what? 10,000, 1,000, right? It's 1,000. So I got 1,000 people. That's the one I'm actually doing right now that are in Arizona that have something to do with a nonprofit. Okay. Then the next, and by the way, I do this part through Octopus. Okay. And then third levels in Arizona, get rid of second levels. I have another 1,000. So once I'm done sending 370 messages, which I do like from 30 to 50 a day. You can see I've been doing this. Actually, I did like 70 today. You can see 4 hours ago, 5 hours ago, one day ago. Like I'm doing what I teach you guys. Can you see that? Like I'm doing exactly what I teach, 30 to 60 a day. And I already did them today. So tomorrow I'll go over here and I'll put 50 in here. I'll hit launch and then it'll send this message to 50 people. And by the end of the week, by end of the weekend, Monday, this will be down to zero. And then what I'm going to do is go to my third levels and download this list. And then next week, do the same thing over the next 2 weeks. But what's really cool, if you want to get mega advanced, is once this is done, I can hit extract to CSV file and I can save this to my desktop, upload it to my Go High level, which is the Levart LMS system. And now I can start sending them email campaigns on my own. And they're all in Arizona. So guess what else I do actually? I invite them to my connections and cocktails. That's one way how I fill my bucket up. See how that works? Because they're all in Arizona. And so I'll send thousands of emails every month to these people to get them to Connections and Cocktails and invite them, and I'll open the door to help them get more donors. And then that's part of the funnel I talk about, right? Get them online, take it offline, do a discovery call afterwards, see how we can do some business together. So this is powerful. Would you guys agree? So it's unlimited, unlimited. Now, I don't sign up the nonprofit as an affiliate because I want to, if it's me, I want to be the affiliate to get the 25 and 10. But if I get it from a referral source, I'm going to double dip and get the direct sale and then build my lineage, my volume, all that kind of stuff. And there's some other tricky, cool things you guys can do. I don't know if I can do it on here, but you can go search hashtags like on Instagram, type in hashtag nonprofit, and you'll see nonprofits that tagged hashtag nonprofit on Instagram, right? So let me see if I can pull this off real quick. I'll give you one more share and then we'll wrap it up. Hold on one sec. You guys getting some good value on that? Hopefully you are. Let me show you this. Let's go have some fun for a minute. Bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. Zoom. All right. Can you guys see my screen? So if we go down here at the bottom, so at the bottom where the hourglass is, or the magnifying glass is what I hit, then you go up to search and you can do hashtag non-profit, and these are all posts that are nonprofits. Like oh, look at that, son of a biscuit. Look who's is on there first. This guy. All right. So I can go click on this one and look down here. And I'll start looking for different nonprofits is all I'm getting at. Does that make sense? So I'll scroll down, go scroll through there and look for things. Let me see if I can even do it on here real quick. Hashtag, this is on Facebook, nonprofits. Oh, look at look at all those different tags that are already out there. Okay. So you can see, I'll click the fundraising one. So look at all these nonprofits that are up there. Okay. You can do this with all different types of stuff. Let me just type in nonprofit like that. Look at that, 6.3 million posts, 1.3 1,300 followers. These are all nonprofits you could reach out to. Do you guys see this? There's an endless amount of opportunity to generate leads. Endless of opportunities. That's just nonprofits. Now, the other day when we did try, I talked about associations. How many of you went to ChatGPT and did your homework and searched for associations in your area? Like I would literally go to ChatGPT and say, "Hey, I live in Broken Branch, Arkansas. Do me a favor and give me a list of all the associations with at least 100 members, 1,000 members, 5,000 members, or more in the state of Arkansas." Yeah, should we have some fun for a minute? One last thing. All right, let's do this. All right, let me go stand by. I gotta Lavardi. All right, so Lavardi tonight, passport fundraising opportunities. So by the way, I treat Chat GPT kind of like a file cabinet. Okay. So let's do this. Oops. Give me a list. Wait, I want to do, I'm sorry, guys. Give me one sec. Where is it? This one I want. Co-op and organizations. So you guys can see this. I mean, you can see I've actually done this before, right? Give me a list please, that sounds a little mean, of all the associations with at least 5,000 members or more in the state of Arizona. Let's see what happens. Mm-mm-mm. Come on, Jay, what you got? Oh my God, look at this list. You guys see how easy this is? It's just got to do the work. I mean, State Bar, 18,500. Subcontractors, what a great list, 5,000. Because here's the deal, if we get 10% of the people, or 5% for that matter, 5% of this is 250 people, right? You guys get that? This is amazing. Arizona Libertarian Party, 37,000. You can see all this, right? Next steps. If you're targeting groups for your passport light revenue sharing model, these organizations are excellent starting points, particularly those hold in bold. I'll be happy to narrow the list for their industry. Would you like to deep dive? So watch this. Oh, well, yes, I want to deep dive. And then we deep dive. You guys see how fun, and this can get addicting, but I would challenge you to spend 1 to 2 hours a day prospecting nonprofits, maybe do an hour a day or a half hour a day. I don't know your schedule, but take a look at all this. Now, and then the pitch, it's got all the cool stuff. You guys see this? And then it's asking, want me to draft outreaches, download pages, download one pager, direct contact info. Yes on all three. Yes on all three. I was going to ask it for contact info anyways, but it was on there. So let's see what it does for us. How many of you think this is pretty freaking powerful? Okay. I know I do. So it's already, so for those of you that get like brain stuck, it's already got an email. Here's the email. Thank you. One pager. Decision makers contact State Bar, consider man. Construction and trade group. So it's going through them all and it's actually doing them all for me, all the separate emails for me right now. So I can send one email catered to that political party, one pager. Do you guys see how this crazy this is? Can you provide the decision? I don't know how to spell very well. Owners contact info. And if you spell wrong like I do, no big deal. They figure it out for you. Okay. And we'll see what they say. Oh my, look at that. Looky, looky, looky. Okay. I got the State Bar. I'm going to call CEO Joel England. This is CEO DJ Barton, right? This is how it works. ASA, American Subcontractors. I already got their info. How many of you guys could spend 30 minutes a day making phone calls? You guys see this? Like, I have no problem calling. Hey, Joel, the reason I'm reaching out to you is because I know that you're the CEO of the State Bar of Arizona, and my number one goal is to help increase retention and revenue for your program. If there was a way that I could increase revenue and retention and it doesn't cost you any money, is there any reason why you wouldn't want to know about it today, Joel? No, I'd like to know about it. Great. It only takes me a few minutes of my time to explain. Before I do, I'd love to get to know you a little bit. How long you been with the State Bar? Now I'm forming them. You guys get this? Like it's just being intentional, being in control of the conversation, walking them down the lane, have a little posture. If they tell me to go fly a kite, I'll say have a great day and I'll go to the next one. I don't care. Don't take it personally. If they have less than 100, Katina, my goal is to encourage them to get over 100 because it does actually cost LaVardia a little bit of money in development to get this going. And it also motivates them to get to 100, right? So I do my best to get a commitment. If they don't have 100, I'll say, can you get 100 with this program? If they say, yeah, I'll say, can you think you can do it in less than 90 days? Uh-huh, great. Are you gonna be coachable? You gonna let me help you? Like I'm very direct with this stuff. No, I'm being super like my tone's different, but when I'm actually talking to them. but with you guys, I'm just going straight to the point. But that's what I do, and it's a lot of fun. I had two conversations. I got one to follow up conversation tomorrow. A guy that runs a big nonprofit, and then starting Monday, that list from that post I did, I'm reaching out to all of them. I time block because, as you guys know, I have multiple streams of revenue, so my entire week is time blocked with like literally my calendar. Okay, from 10 like literally. Uh, just to give you a perspective, like if you guys are into time blocking, from 10 to noon, I focus on one business. From 12 to 1, I focus on another business. From 1 to 2, I focus on another business. From 2 to 3:30, I focus on another business. From 3:30 to 4, I'm promoting my retreat for January. From 4 to 5, I promote my other business. From 5 and on, I'm doing presentations for us. I'm going to networking events. I'm going to the gym either in the morning or at night. Oh, by the way, I spent time with my wife. You know what I mean? All these different things, right? So I'm very intentional with my day. Like if you go book my calendar right now, you can't book on my calendar because it says it's full because every hour I'm time blocked. Now, one thing I don't do is if I'm working on Lavardi and somebody calls me for my other business, I don't take that call until I'm on this clock for that other business. You guys with me on that? Otherwise, you're just chasing your tail, doing your thing. And when you can get intentional and organized and attention to that detail and and I will tell you this, even though I'm only spending 2 hours here, 1 hour here, an hour and a half here, 30 minutes here, I get more done because I know I have limited time, so I actually get more production done versus I got all day to do it. I'll just be whatever. You know what I mean? It's just like I'm there, and I'm a drill sergeant on it, and it's so powerful. Um, what time is my time block from my wife? 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. I'm just kidding. Oh, I'm joking. But ultimately, it's from typically after about 7 o'clock at night is when I shut it down and hang out with her. Like in about 20 minutes, I'm gonna go to the gym for 90 minutes. I'll be home the rest of the night. We'll just hang out, have a good time. You know what I mean? So it's pretty easy. And then in the morning, I don't typically take any business calls till 10 a.m. So I get my affirmations done. I read a page in the Bible, all the different things that I do, my personal time. I get my mind right for the week. And so from 10 o'clock on, if you're on the East Coast, it sucks because I don't really talk to you till 1 o'clock or later. But on the West Coast, it's 10 a.m. So I get a lot of stuff done from like 6 a.m. to 10, personal stuff, and then business all day. And then at night, finish some personal stuff and networking groups and things like that. So, I just don't want to interrupt your wifey time. That's right. That's right. You won't. But ultimately, what else I got? I think that's pretty much it. The last thing I want to just point out to you guys, some special events happening. Just keep on your radar. Obviously, a bunch of us are going to Cancun in November. September, I'm going to be in Dallas. If any of you guys have the desire to come see Marcus Seta and a bunch of trainers, I'm going to be out there for the weekend. Going to be a lot of fun. The other thing I would suggest you guys do, I've got some badass people that are speaking, but my retreat is not just a Lavardi retreat. It's anybody entrepreneurs playground retreat, but a lot of people from Lavardi will be there. I've got one, two, three keynotes. I'm working on a fourth speaker, and so the way that it'll roll out, I think it's like a 250 or $275 deposit. If you're doing double occupancy, it's only 631 a person. If you're doing single room, it's like 900 and some bucks. 3 nights, 4 days, Dominican Republic. It includes the resort, meals, drinks, beverages, transfers to and from the airport, welcome party, farewell party, catamaran booze cruise, sunset cruise, and 4 hours the first morning of like get 2026 in gear, kick ass, take names. This is everything you need to know to get rich in 2026. It's going to be amazing trainers. I'm the only male trainer. The other ones are ladies. Are going to be badasses. One of them, just to give you a perspective, just sent me your bio. I don't know if you guys know who Courtney Epps is. Anybody know Courtney Epps? Anybody know Courtney Epps? No? Um, Courtney Epps is a tax strategist, international speaker, author, best-selling book, More Relaxing, Less Taxing, and What's Your Plan B? She's made millions in network marketing. She's also has like create like thousands and thousands of clients at her tax firm. She's actually down the road from you. She's down in Tina. She's in your neck of the woods in South Carolina. She's been my CPA for a while. She's in Greer, and she owns OTB Tax. And she has owned her practice for 20 years. What sets her firm apart is tax strategy that offers clients as the focus is not just to prepare returns, but to free up money legally, morally, and ethically. She has developed a broad expertise in industries including traditional home-based business, network marketing. She works with clients from startups up to $25 million. And she hit number 538 on the Inc. 5000 list in 2021 and the number 807 in 2022. So she'll be there with us. I'll be there. I've got another lady out here who's a complete badass, Sherry. She just sent me her bio. We're going to have it all on the website shortly next week. But Sherry is going to be training on how to unlock your behavioral superpowers, the DNA to scale, influence, and succeed your discovery, your business, discover your behavioral DNA, the superpower advantage in business and sales. She's going to teach you how to identify your strengths and weaknesses and how to leverage it to grow and scale a business. She's a bona fide badass. This is her here, sharp lady. So I've got some cool people. I got another lady who's a social media marketing individual, and then I got a mindset lady coming, confirming right now. So it's going to be a full-blown 4-hour training. Then the rest of the time is have fun, enjoy, network, connect. I will tell you there will be a lot of business going on because you're going to build relationships, and there's going to be people there that are not in Lavardi, and you're going to have free range at them because I'm just going to fill the room and then let the Lavardi legends go after them. So that's how it works. I would highly encourage you guys to come to that, put a deposit down. It's going to kick off the year in a big way. If you want it, I will put it in the chat real quick. All the details. I'd love to have you guys there. Anybody want to come? Anybody want to come? It's gonna be fun. The price does not include airfare. Airfare is as an addition, but I would say with airfare, if you're double occupancy, it'll be less than $1,000 or right about. Okay. So save your seat because it will, or save your, there's only so many rooms at a hotel. They will sell out. I believe we have around 13 to 15 rooms already sold. My goal is to have 25, which means we'll have 40 to 50 people there because most people are double occupancy. So it's gonna be a great group of people. And we could even get more because each speaker is committed to get 5 to 10 rooms on themselves. So, and I'm spending 30 minutes a day starting next week to reach out to everybody that comes to all of my events locally, but also people I'm connected with that are entrepreneurs and other businesses that I have, and also on social media. So they'll get a whole mix of cool people to hang out and learn and enjoy life. They'll all be level 10 players that you'll want to hang out with. So that is the events for the going through January with what we got. The November Cancun, September Dallas with Aseta, and then this event to kick off the year. Any questions, comments? Did you guys like what you heard today? Yeah, sounds like to me you're ready to get started. I like it.
I absolutely loved it. So thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure.
Just a quick question. I noticed when you put in your chat AI, if you don't mind me asking, you just asked about to give you a list of all the associations of at least 5,000 members. You didn't ask for nonprofits, but it just pulled all that up for you.
So those were associations. You could say nonprofits, you could say
Okay.
businesses, you could say whatever. Just, get creative with it. And there's no end in sight. And if you commit to 30 minutes an hour, 2 hours a day, I am telling you, it's you're going to get some wins. Does it take longer to close? Yes, but let me ask you a question. If you have a nonprofit that brings in 100 sales, that's 100 personals for you, even because their nonprofit's not a part of the comp plan. You personally brought in 100 sales, and it took 4 months, maybe 5 months, 6 months. When's the last time you put 100 sales in the other way? You didn't. No disrespect, right? So why not? Now, don't get me wrong. Focus on and I lead too with this when I'm recruiting onesie twosies. Like I'll say, hey, do you know any nonprofits? Awesome. Do you know any business owners that have thousands, hundreds of employees or employee benefits or PR or HR people or C-level execs or anybody that knows like runs big associations, and I'll memory jog for them to let them think. I'll say, well, I have a way to help you capitalize big time on that. Not sure if you're interested or you know people that would like to participate, but we're expanding aggressively. Like that's an easy pitch. Like that's what I talk about at my networking events. I don't talk about signing a member up for 25 bucks or travel agent. I'm talking big picture because I'm going to get them in anyways. Because if they connect me, guess what I'm doing? I'm going back and say, hey, by the way, so and so you connected me with, they're all in. Before I put them in, I got to ask you. I couldn't sleep well at night if I don't. There's the person, if you don't, I'm going to make 25% of every sale they bring in through their nonprofit and 10% residual. And they think they can bring in 1,000 people. So if that's true, the first month they enroll, I'm going to make, 2,500 bucks because 25% of that, of that amount, and then 10% residual every single month. Now, if you want that money, you can become an affiliate. It's 50 bucks one time, 25 bucks a month. As long as you stay active, you get paid. Either way, it's fine with me. Do you think that you're going to get an easy yes out of that? I do. It's already working. So, like Dana out here, if you saw my post today, I posted his success story. He's got me a meeting Tuesday with a big, just to give you an idea what this company is right here. It's there's a couple of them. So this one here, he's got me meeting with early childhood education program. He's got me a meeting on Tuesday. Let me see if this is it. He's got me in a bunch of meetings. Oh, this is for benefits for the hell is this for? Oh, the Deer Valley Unified School District. I've got a meeting with them. I want to show you one more. This is a big meeting he's got me in. He's got me in, let me go to my calendar just to give you guys an idea, a perspective. Here it is with a guy that owns the SonoranVein.com. So it's a vein, it's a company, it's a vein, it's a doctor's office. So it's, and let me tell you what it does here. Sonoran Vein. There he is. So it is Sonoran Vein and Endovascular company. And it's a large company out here. So I'm going to the guy's office for an hour to talk about company benefits. So it's working. It's working. You just got to put the time in. And it can be a lot of fun when you close your first deals. Had one go live last week or 2 weeks ago. We got two going live tomorrow. We got a bunch going live next week. And I'd say by the 15th of September, we should have 8 to 12 live, which is pretty cool. So, and I believe it'll take 60 to 90 days to really see the traction because we get them live, then they got to market, follow up, close, that whole deal, right? There's a process. So, but we bring in 1,000 clients, that's 1,000 personal sales you get. You're making 10 grand a month residual income at 10%. So it adds up. It adds up. So, all right, guys, I appreciate it. I'll let you roll. If you have any questions, let me know. Pretty straightforward. All the docs for this are in the community. I'd love to see you guys all in the Dominican Republic in January. Even if you don't have the money to go right now, but you have the deposit, put the deposit down so you can at least lock your spot and find a roommate.
Well, I guess you're going to be sitting there.
If you can't find a roommate, I will find you a roommate for you, and it's all good. So appreciate you guys. Have a good day. We'll talk soon.